welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting day. NARS just released their new soft matte complete foundation. So I went and picked it up this morning and I am so excited to try it. My favorite foundation of all time is actually the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. I feel like that one is a really good combination between like a sheer and a sort of satin matte finish, but matte foundations are my first love. So when I heard the claims and I saw some of the early reviews from people that had gotten the PR packaging, I was like, okay, I have to try this. So the claims are, it is a new take on matte, comfortable 16-hour wear, full natural looking coverage, true color oxidation resistant, transfer proof, and shine proof. So it is supposed to just be completely awesome, and mask proof, which is so important right now. Remember to wear your masks. So hopefully this holds up to the claims. So I'm going to be doing a wear test. I'm going to wear it pretty much all day. So we'll see how that holds up. I will put my mask on, wear that for a little bit. My color foundation in the Sheer Glow is called Pampelune, and they don't have that shade in the new foundation. So the woman at Sephora grabbed my normal shade and did some swatches, and she matched that one with the color Stramboli, which is medium 3. Based off the pictures online and the swatches, I did not think this was going to be the shade that I was matched with. So we're gonna go ahead and see how that looks. It might be a little light. So just for comparison, this is the color Pampelune. Actually, I'll just do it on my arm. Which is here. This is Pampelune. This is in my normal Sheer Glow shade. And this is Stramboli, which is the closest one that they could match this one to. Okay, so this one does look a little bit more yellow, which actually I think I like. It does look a little light though. The new foundation does say it is oxidation resistant, but I am hoping that it does oxidize a little bit just so it kind of matches me a little bit more. So I currently do not have anything on my face right now except for my eyebrows and my eyes. I always like to try a new foundation without any primer or anything like that. I will be using a little bit of my Laura Mercier setting powder just because I know that this doesn't change how foundations really work for me. I know it doesn't really like affect the formula at all from my experience. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this over the foundation. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to be using a damp sponge to apply today just because it is how I normally apply a foundation, especially a new foundation. You can't really go wrong with a sponge. So I'm just gonna take a little bit here. It is supposed to be full coverage, so I'm not gonna be using a lot to start. Yeah, that's a little light, but we're gonna roll with it for now, and I'll just kind of try to make it work. Yeah, it's pretty light, especially compared to my hands. My hands and my arms get super dark during the summer. We recently took a road trip, and of course sitting in the car with the windows and the sun, and my arms just get, yeah, they just got really dark. So we're not going to look at my hands when we're doing this. We're just going to compare it to my neck and my chest area, because it will be completely off if we try to compare it to my hands. I think I'm just gonna apply first like that. I do have some like dark spots here and here, but so far with just one layer, it does look like they've covered them pretty well, but I am gonna just add a little bit more on this area. Oh, and for reference, I would say combination skin. I tend to get really oily on my nose, but my forehead and my eyebrow area gets pretty dry. So we'll kind of see how that. It does seem to be kind of dry, fast drying. It's a little bit harder to blend on the areas that I've noticed it was easier to blend here when I had the foundation on the sponge rather than when I had placed them. So far, it looks really good. I mean, the color is a little light, but the foundation itself looks really good. And I do have the matching concealer, which is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I have this one in medium one Custard. So I'm going to be using that today since they're kind of meant to be together. So I'm not going to add a lot. I look really like a blank canvas right now. That's what I look like. And now I'm just going to go in with that setting powder, just a little bit. And I'm literally just using whatever was on the lid. I don't think the color is too off from my neck and my chest, of course. Don't look at my hands again. So I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face, the rest of my eyes as well, and I'll be back for a small check-in before I do other check-ins throughout the day. Right now it is, looking at my laptop, it is just about 1 p.m. It's 12:56 p.m. So I'll probably check in at the 6-hour mark, and then again maybe at the 8 or 10. So we'll kind of see how that works and how that looks. Says it's supposed to be 16-hour wear, so we'll go ahead and see if that is true. I am not going to wear it for the whole 16 hours just because I want to go to bed at a reasonable hour, so I will not be wearing this for 16 hours, but I will be wearing it for a good amount of time just to kind of see how it wears, if there is any oxidation or transference. Everything is looking really good so far as far as the foundation goes. I am noticing a little bit of creasing directly under my eye where I have the concealer. I don't know if you can see that. But I'm pretty sure it's probably just because the concealer is so heavy and it's so thick. And of course, using that directly with a full coverage foundation, it probably just kind of was a lot for my under eyes to handle. But we'll go ahead and see how this holds up throughout the day, and I'll be back for some check-ins. Okay, so it is our first check-in. It is about 7:15 right now, so I've been wearing the foundation for just over 6 hours. So I'm gonna give you guys a close look here. It is starting to break a little bit around my nose. Just a little bit though. It does still look really good. I am looking a little bit shiny around my nose area, but it's looking good around my forehead, which is where I have the dry areas. And I'm actually going to go and put a mask on now so you guys can we can see if it transfers or not. I didn't film this, but it didn't transfer when I first applied it, but now that it's been a few hours, let's see if it is still non-transferable. And before I forget, the creasing under my eye doesn't really seem to be getting, obviously it doesn't get any better, but it hasn't really gotten like too much worse. Okay, so I have a clean mask here, nothing on it, and I'm just going to put it on now. There. I'm gonna wear it for a second. Alright. It looks pretty good. There's not a whole lot on there. There is like a tiny bit on the nose area, but for all I know, it could probably be like my highlight, or maybe even like from the setting powder, but that's the only place. There's nothing on the chin area or anything else, so it's looking pretty good. Yeah, so far I'm really happy with it. If I wasn't doing a wear test, I'd probably like touch it up a little bit with some light setting powder, but I think that's pretty much like all that it would need really to get me through the rest of the day. So I think I will give it maybe another 4 or 5 hours, maybe check back at 11 or midnight, and see how it lasted throughout the day. But so far so good. I give it a thumbs up. Definitely going to be using it again because I don't normally wear my foundation too long anyway, so at this hour mark I think it's a winner for me. But I will go ahead and keep it on and see how. So this is my final check-in. It is around 11:15, so I've had the foundation on for just over 10 hours. Right? Am I doing that right? Yeah, just about 10 hours now. So it's not looking great. It's kind of definitely broken up around my nose and my mouth a little bit. I think that's just from my natural oiliness coming through. Maybe my next step would probably to try it with a primer, maybe some more setting powder rather than just like a light layer that I did. Maybe it would last a little bit longer. But as for having no primer and just a light layer of setting powder and no setting spray, this was the result. I mean, it's still like it can pass, like if I had to be out right now and, you know, my foundation would just kind of be okay, it wouldn't be great. I don't think this is a 16-hour foundation for me. But again, I don't ever really wear my foundation that long, so it shouldn't ever be a problem. But if you are going to be wearing it for 16 hours, I don't think it will last without a few touch-ups. But with that all said, I do recommend this foundation, but I am not sure how it would really react to somebody that has really oily skin and gets oily really quickly. It does take a while for me to get to that point where it does start to break. So I'm not 100% sure how that will work for someone with that type of skin. But for me and for people with skin like myself, I definitely recommend this foundation. Just, of course, if you can, touch up when you can. But yeah, I think that is all for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for bed. And I hope you found this review helpful, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys are planning on purchasing this foundation, if you already have, let me know. All right, thank you guys, see you next time.